What's going on, guys? Tanner back here bringing you another video. Now, in the past, I had made Air Force videos and I had taken a break from them just because I feel like a lot of things are covered certain ways and everyone makes videos about it. But in 2018, I made a video that I'll post on the screen right here. It was the 2018 fitness requirements for Air Force basic training. Now, 2 years later, I came across an article and I have it right here. I'm going to be referencing it. The link to this article will be in the description below. It's about the requirements for entry. So I believe they changed it to where you have to be at certain requirements just to leave for basic training. So we're going to cover those and then the actual overall PT standards, because to pass a PT test in basic training, the final one in week 6 or 7, I believe, that is the same requirements for passing a PT test when you're in the actual operational Air Force. Those standards don't change. It's not easier to pass one at basic or easier to pass one when you're active duty. They're the same numbers across the board. But now we have some entry fitness requirements that I want to cover here. So I will take some screenshots of these and post them on the screen with us so you can follow along. So as you can see on the screen right now, there is a 1.5 mile run that you have to complete in 18 minutes and 30 seconds. You have to complete 8 push-ups, 11 sit-ups, and have a 39-inch waist or smaller for your waist measurement. Now, 1830 is still 5 minutes, a whole 5 minutes slower than actually passing a legit PT test in the week 6 test at basic training and a normal test. I believe the slowest you can run an actual PT test is 1336, and then you fail for men. That is for men. I will have the female card on here as well in a moment. So for men, 1830 and a mile and a half, you could walk that. I'm not even lying, you probably walk it. 8 push-ups, 11 sit-ups, 39-inch waist. Female entry fitness requirements, 21 minutes, 35 seconds, 5 push-ups, 9 sit-ups, and a 35.5-inch waist. Now, I believe the slowest females can run it when they're operational. Like I said, it'll be in the description below and it'll be on the screen in a moment, is like 16 minutes or 17 minutes, I believe. So 21:35, I mean, honestly, even for most females, like I know a lot of females who I went to basic with and tech school with and that I'm stationed with, they still run like 15, 14 minute mile and a halves. I know some who ran them in like 10. They're just absolute animals, absolute savages. But 21:35, that should be an easy mark for anyone, honestly. 5 push-ups, 9 sit-ups, 35.5-inch waist. Now, these are just apparently now the new requirements just to leave for basic training. These aren't, passing a PT test, because those aren't the minimums for anything at all. But we're going to go down into the graduation fitness requirements. Now, if you get this score, okay, this is for men. If you get this score, you will get the minimum amount of points to pass, which is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. For ages 30 and below, 1.5 mile run in 11 minutes and 57 seconds, 33 push-ups, 42 sit-ups, and a 35-inch abdominal circumference. Abdominal circumference. I said that like abominable. For ages 30 to 39, for those of you who are coming in a little older in life, your run time, still the same for that minimum, 11:57, but you only have to complete 27 push-ups and 39 sit-ups, but still have a 35-inch waist. Now, you can run slower than this, but your push-ups, sit-ups, and waist have to be good. So, another 10 push-ups, another 10 sit-ups, and a little slower run is not going to hurt you. It's not going to kill you. You'll still pass. Female graduation, for ages 30 and under, 14:26 is the run time with 18 push-ups, 38 sit-ups, and a 31.5-inch waist. Now, the waistline is if you get max points. The push-ups and sit-ups are minimums, and the run is about in the middle of where your max and your min is. So it's giving you an opportunity to, have a decent run and then do minimums, push-ups, and sit-ups. For ages 30 to 39, you're going to be running a 14:26 as well, but you only have to do 14 sit-ups, 14 push-ups instead of 18, 29 sit-ups instead of 38, and you still have to have that 31.5-inch waist. Now, when it comes to, your height and weight, that's on here as well of what you need to be at when you go to basic training and things like that. But now what we're going to get into in a moment is I'm going to show the PT chart here on the screen of ways you can still get good scores and, run a little slower. So let me pull up that on here real quick, and then we will get right into that. All right, guys, so I have the chart up now, and we're gonna go through the slowest time to the fastest time for runs, and you get your points, your sit-ups, your push-ups, and then your waist. So for men, this is for ages, we're gonna go 30 and under. Now, a lot of the people, when I look at my demographic for who watches my videos, it's 30 and under. So we're gonna stick to the 30 and under for males and females. The links to all of this will be in the description as well. So if I don't cover it well enough, it's there for you guys as well. The slowest you can run, like I said, is gonna be a 13:36 mile and a half, and that'll get you 42.3 points. A 9-minute and 12-second mile and a half is maxing out the run. That is a max. If you run 9:12 or faster, you don't get bonus points for running faster than 9:12, but you get 60 points for that. Now, between the time of 12:14, so if you run between a 9:12 and a 12:14, you will get between 50.9 and 60 points. So running 3 minutes and 2 seconds slower than the max is only going to cost you 9.1 points, which that's not a bad give and take. 9 points when you only need a 75 to pass and you're running 3.5 minutes slower, it's not bad. You still want to push yourself. I have my PT card. I can post a picture of it on the screen. My last test, I believe I got a 91.8 coming off an injury. I felt fantastic on that one. That was a great test. I believe I ran like an 11:30. My knee was giving me some fits, but it was a good overall test. Now we're going to get into, as you can see on the screen, the body composition. The biggest your waist can be is a 39-inch waist. Now that is, I know some people who are bigger built in the Air Force, and I believe there's some sort of waiver that you can get, because what happens if you get someone with like a 40-inch waist, but they max push-ups and sit-ups and run like an 11:30? They just have like a wider, base. They're just built more. But 39 will give you 12.6 out of a possible 20. 35 and below, so 35-inch waist and below will get you 20 points as your max score. That is where you want to be, is 35 inches. I believe on my last test, I got a 33 or a 31-inch waist, and I'm 6'1", I was 6'1" that they measured me at, like 198 pounds at my last test. I'm walking around at about 215 right now. But yeah, so that gives you like a general description of what you can be at for those. And they're not going to yank that thing or leave it loose. They're going to pull it pretty tight. That's just how they do it. At basic though, they're not. They're going to make you, they tried to tell me at basic training. I walked into basic training at 6'1" and 193 pounds. They tried to tell me I had like a 37-inch waist at the first weigh-in. I was like, you might want to do that again. And they brought another MTI in, and he's like, yeah, I don't know how you measured him at 37. He's got like a 34. I was like, yeah, I don't have a 37-inch waist at MEPS, because when I left MEPS, I quick shipped 3 days later. So within 5 days, I gained like 3 inches on my waist. That's not possible. But so 32 and a half is maxing out completely, 32 and a half and below. But anywhere from 32 and a half to 35 is max points. You cannot get lower than a 39. If you have a 39 and a half, you fail. You fail the whole PT test. It doesn't matter if you max everything else out, you fail. Now your push-ups, minimum you can do is 33. Like it said on the one for basic training, 33 push-ups is the minimum you can get. And that's going to give you 5 points out of a possible 10. Maxing out push-ups in a minute is 67, and that'll give you 10 points. Now, 57 to 67 is 9 to 10. So 57 push-ups will get you 9 points. An extra 10 push-ups will get you 1 extra point. So, always strive for the mark, but, just know where you're at before you go to basic so you can, get a general idea. Minimum sit-ups is 42, and that'll get you a possible 6 out of 10 points. And maxing it out is 58. 52 sit-ups will get you 9 possible points, and then an extra 6 will get you to that 10. So, you want to shoot for about an 11. The way I always see it, shoot for about an 11:30 or faster run. Max out your waist and at least get 55 to 67 push-ups and at least, honestly, 52 sit-ups, and you're going to be right at a 90. Those are going to be great numbers. Now we're going to move down to the females on here. let's see, 50 to 59 for males, 60 plus for males. Those are they're big generals. Okay, so fitness for females. The slowest you can run a time, I was right, I think I said 16. 16:22 is the slowest females are allowed to run their test in, and that'll get them a 44.1 out of a possible 60. Maxing out the run for females is a 10:23, which will give them 60 possible points. Anywhere from a, let's see, 52.8, you'll only lose 7.2 points out of a possible 60 if you run a 14:25. So if you run a 14:25 to a 10:23 females, you can still get 52.8 or higher. That's a 4-minute gap. That's a 4-minute and 2-second gap. That's really a big gap for you to gain points. So yeah, then when it comes to your body composition, maxing out your waist is going to be a 29-inch to a 31.5 to get you that 20 points. The biggest your waist can be, like I said earlier, is a 35.5, which will get you a possible 12.8 out of 20. So, you want to shoot for that higher waistline or that lower waistline to get those points, because that's honestly, your run is at a 60, your waist is at a 20, push-ups and sit-ups are at a 10. You want to get that 20 points to your waist. That's a great bump. If you're getting, the difference between 31.5, which is still 20, and then the next possible at 32 is 2.4 points. It's a lot of points to leave on the board for, not having, a half an inch waist smaller. Minimum push-ups for females in a minute is 18, and that'll give you a possible 5 points out of 10. Max push-ups for females is a 47 or more, and that'll get you that 10 points. So between, let's see, 33 to 47 will get you a possible 8.5 to 10 points. So if you can get, to that 33 mark, you're going to get some good points, females. You want to shoot for about the mid-8s when you're going. By the time you leave for basic, you should be in the mid-8s for your push-ups and sit-ups for your overall points. Have a max waist, and then, try to be, for females, I'd say shoot for the 14-minute mark for your run, because it's going to improve there. For guys, shoot for about, if you're slower already, try to make sure you're at least at the 12:30 mark to give you that minute of buffer room, because you're going to shave a minute off your run time at basic, so you'll get down to that 11:30. That's the way I saw it, and that's what I did at basic. For sit-ups for females, 38 is the minimum. That'll get you a possible 6 out of 10 points. And then maxing out sit-ups for females in a minute is 54, and that will get you that 10 points. 44 to 54 will range from 8 to 10. So if you can get your 44 sit-ups, you're going to get 8. But if you get 45, you do one extra sit-up, you go from 8 to 8.5. That one sit-up gives you a half point. It's a lot of points. But yeah, so that's going to cover the males and females, ages 30 and younger, and the requirements for just getting into basic training. All the links to this, guys, is going to be in the description. Go and check this out if you're leaving for basic training. You want to know where you're at beforehand. And then the following video to this, or there will be another video on my channel if you're seeing this later, will be the best way to get in shape for basic training. But that's going to all for today's video, guys. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 2,100 subscribers. We're going to be making tons of Air Force and fitness-related content for you guys. And yeah, so if you haven't already, hit the script. I cannot speak. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell to know when we post. Like the video and comment below what you thought of this if you have any other questions, and I will try to respond to you in a timely manner. But I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you all. Peace.